So I'm actually not sure when this is going to go up. I do think I want to post part one, if nothing else, and this might be going up significantly later. I will be traveling tomorrow and I might be going to a place where there isn't any internet access. So if you do see this like a week plus later, that's why I did want to at least film it, if nothing else, and so that I could actually listen to this music while I'm away and while I'm traveling. So that's the explanation for why, you're like, huh, why did you post part one like a week ago and now you're only posting this part now? If that does end up happening, I think it probably will. So that's why I'm just giving a heads up. I actually filmed part one a few hours ago, took a nap, did some laundry. But now I'm back, I'm feeling recharged. I did think I needed to take that nap. I was feeling quite tired after filming the first part. But we're back and there's going to be a third part because, like I said in the first one, I'm apparently a fake fan and there's a lot of music I've missed from them over the years. But we're going to get to it. So next up, we're going to the main man himself. Well, not the main man. That wasn't the right thing to say because it feels like I'm being dismissive of all the other members in their music. That's not what I meant. It's just more so, and I said it earlier, Jisung has had the most solo music. I'm pretty sure. I don't even think it's an argument. Like, Jisung's just been out here with the solo music, and maybe it's because just that he's had the most, and I've gotten the best look at his music because, again, more to look at. But I would say his sound is probably my favorite, I would say, out of Stray Kids in terms of solo music thus far. I don't know if there's a Jisung solo song I don't like, to be completely honest. I Got It is my favorite though, because again, really like the high energy hype, but Alien is my second favorite. Love the angst. Love the angst. But Run, see, maybe it's the BTS stand in me coming out, but I just have come to associate the word run in the song title as like high energy. So I don't know if Jisung is going to subvert that expectation that I have, and it's going to be a super emo Jisung song again. I don't know. But either way, nervous, excited. I've been having a very good time with the solo songs thus far. So let's get into it. 3, 2, 1. Okay, interesting. Little drums in the background. Okay.
어딘가로 도피 지금 당장 있던 내 모습은 어디 All the problems and a lot of things make
So getting angsty Jisung. Very excited to get my feelings right. I think this might be like a solid top 3 song, top 5, maybe. Like, I like this already. Okay.
어딘가로 도피 지금 당장 있던 내 모습은 어디 All the problems and a lot of things make me fool 내 걱정이로 만들었지 날 옥지어와 시계 반의 소리 점점 다가오는 듯한 저기 문틈 살 모여 낭만이 가득한 거저로 보이고 사방이 착 트인 Let's be free 무결점 팔다리를 풀어내 목청이 터지도록 소리 질러 항상 잠재워왔던 내 상상을 이상으로 바꿔줘 죽어라 창문 바쁘면서 내뿜던 한숨 그래 큰맘 먹고 달리는 타이서 탈주 Let me be free 내 발목을 잡는 족쇄야 이제 놔줘 밤하늘에 떠있는 별들 바라보며 찌푸리던 인상 시끄러운
I like the section of the song. It might be my favorite so far, not gonna lie. Saying it's probably the pre-chorus.
그냥 걸어다닐래 그게 어디든 날 보는 시선들에서 지금만큼은 도착지가 어디든지 신경 안 쓰고 왔으면 맘대로 뛰어 Let's run
Okay.
숨 막히지 않는 곳으로 가 run Run yeah 덜 떨어진 모습 다 숨기고 run Another highway 목적지는 안정할래 그래 지구상에 나는 쉴 곳이 없을까 무작정 두 발로 뛰어나가지 계속 run 계속 run 두 발로 뛰어 계속 run Running gonna get a crash 계속 run 맘이 가는 대로 풀리지 않는 내 피로 시겁해지 거울 속에 내 모습은
Okay, first of all, can the man breathe? Second of all, this second verse. Okay, Jisung, I see you, I hear you. Okay, let's go. This is a I'll talk about the lyrics towards the end. This is a very sorry, I got distracted by his verse again, or his rapping again, I should say. Focus.
흐르지 않은 내 피로 시겁해지 거울 속에 내 모습은 초췌해 다시 뒤로 mirror 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 내일 할래도 다 물어패 싫어 necklace 언제부터 무거워 나 어깨에 짐 쏟아내다 처진 것 봐 now stop 잠시 넘어지자 아픈 척이라도 하면 앉아있어도 될까 새롭게 시작되는 아침 누군가에게는 상쾌한 새벽 공기가 내가 무거워 잠들게 내 정신은 몽롱해 도통 깰 생각을 안해 너만 들여 깜빡 like don't time warp 하늘 더 뒤로 떠나서 넓은 바닷속에 몸을 내던지고 싶어 요요웨이의 처음이지 현 세계로 swim 내가 항상 꿈꾸던 것으로 dream.
This man does not breathe. My god. These lyrics are very heavy. And I feel like I haven't seen the lyrics of Alien for a very long time, so maybe I'm like completely forgetting and misremembering here, but it kind of reminds me of that weirdly enough in the sense of like him feeling out of place and like the need that he's talking about in the song to find a place where he can just not even just be himself, but like can't just take a breath, just a place where like there was one of the lines that it made me quite sad, especially knowing with like the anxiety issues that Jisung struggles with, the one line where he was like, a place where people aren't staring at me, or where so many people aren't staring at me, something along those lines. Yeah, I am okay. Well, there's a lot of like super emotional solo songs. Like I think Changbin's and Chris's are probably the only ones that aren't like super duper emotional, I would say, but like Minho's, Hyunjin's, and Jisung's, yeah, y'all I don't know what Stray Kids, but okay. This instrumental is really fun.
이제는 모두 떨쳐버리고 이곳을 떠나 내가 원하는 곳으로 let me go 작은 비행기 속 날려보내 You fly so high 너무 높아서 내 손에 닿지가 않은 걸까.
Yeah, man, Han Ji-sung is just really good at hurting your feelings. Just I will always say this. I think it was when they had an appearance on Idol Room, and Jisung described it was years ago now. I think it was like 3 years ago now, where Jisung described himself as a sentimental rapper, and I truly, to this day, that is one of the best descriptions I've ever heard of Han Ji-sung. I know he's many different things. It's very hard trying to condense all that Han Ji-sung is as an artist, but I truly think describing him as a sentimental rapper is one of the best descriptions, and even all these years later it holds incredibly true. And I feel like Run is just kind of reminding me of that, and many other songs over the years have, like songs we know he's contributed on lyrically and composed and produced and had a very prominent hand in. I feel like you can kind of tell when it's a Jisung song at this point, but I don't know, so part of me just feels like empathetic for Jisung sometimes. Like I just want to like the song. There's certain songs, especially with his solo music, and again, I think one of the reasons he is my favorite soloist, or he has my favorite solo music from Stray Kids, is again because he's released the most. So I feel like we've gotten a better look at what Jisung outside of Stray Kids is, and what Jisung outside of Stray Kids sounds like, or could potentially sound like. Obviously, he could still explore a million different genres. And yeah, this is very like, I think instrumentally, maybe I haven't listened to the other songs in a hot minute now, but this is a vague word, I guess, but it's the most different sounding one for Jisung. Like, not that, even again, super emotionally heavy ones and, not super upbeat songs from him. It's, what am I trying to articulate? What am I trying to say? Like I feel like those songs, even the more like heavy ones, have a particular kind of sound to them that I've gotten used to from Jisung, and I don't think Jisung's really gone, from what I can remember, super duper 100% ballad. I think it's always been kind of like a pop ballad, kind of, maybe even rock ballad sound. I'm specifically drawing on Alien. A lot of these opinions are being founded on Alien because I do really like that song. And I think outside of I Got It, it's probably the G-Sung solo song I've gone back to the most. And that song is incredibly like heavy, and there's some sad, conversations in it and whatnot. But the instrumental isn't super like slow or anything, and I find that quite interesting. Side note, I guess. And Run kind of gives me that same energy, but it's different. I guess it's kind of a tropical feel to it almost at certain points. It's very interesting. It's a very interesting instrumental. I'm probably going to be intrigued to go back and listen to it again and pick up all the little sounds and whatnot. But yeah, the lyrics are. He even said "run from my room," and I feel like that should be such an indicator of how much he wants an escape. Because I feel like for so many people, myself included, your room is kind of the safe space for you, right? Like that's where you go to kind of recoup from everyone and everything, especially as someone who has now lived alone for the past few years of my life. Like when I just need some space, just need to get away from everything, I will just go to my apartment and go to my bedroom and just like be alone by myself. But getting to the point where you feel like you even need to run and escape from your bedroom is, I think, such an indicator of just how much life is, at least in the way he's portraying it in the song. And again, maybe it's partly because even though he does have a room, he shares a space with other people, so maybe that's why he feels like he can't truly be like alone. But again, yeah, this is just my reading and interpreting of the lyrics and whatnot. Yeah, this should hurt my feelings. And now we're gonna go to Felix, who's probably gonna hurt my feelings even more. Okay, so I did mention this in the first part because I specifically also had seen some talk of Chris's and Minno's songs. I've also seen some talk of Felix's. I think he does sing on this, and apparently it's very emo because, again, I don't know who hurt Stray Kids, but everybody just hurt except Changbin, I think, and Chris and Changbin are like lyrically are the only ones not hurting right now. The rest of y'all going through it. I don't know what happened. I want to give y'all a hug. Y'all okay? Now we're gonna listen to my baby. It's fine. I'm fine. It's, you know what? It's okay. We've been progressively emo since Hyunjin. Like Changbin was very much upbeat and fun, but we've been emo ever since then. So I'm in the mindset. Let's get into it. 3, 2, 1.
I guess you're fine.
Okay. I've heard Felix sing, but like sometimes it's still like shocking, I guess, to just hear someone with that low of a voice sing. I know people with deep voices can sing. It's jarring. Not jarring, shocking, surprising, a shock to the system, which it shouldn't be because I've been on the Stray Kids for almost 5 years. Like I know Felix's voice. I've heard him sing. But okay, and this piano, okay. So we're going to cry. Cool.
I guess you're fine. It's been pretty long since we've last seen.
Is this also gonna be in English like Chris's? Okay.
Throughout my life, deep inside, I never.
Is Felix's song gonna actually make me cry? Like this, it's been 25 seconds. These lyrics hurt. They hurt. Okay, Felix.
The way you used to touch my soul was always.
Is this? Now I see why so many people talking about this song. Holy shit. Okay. Whoa. Okay. Whoa. Felix.
The way you used to touch my soul was always so sweet and lovely. No matter how far apart we were, you'd always pick up the phone. But now I'm truly all alone.
Ooh, background vocals.
I miss the way you felt so close.
I really like these background vocals. And the way they're harmonizing with Felix. Holy shit.
I'm sinking in the deep end of just try to cry myself to sleep. Please stop this pain.
Bro, I know this is I kind of have made it a bit of a running gag, but like, who heard Felix? Like, holy shit. I don't feel like I've ever heard Felix sound like this. Like, maybe he just hasn't had the chance to. Oh my god.
Please stop this pain. If you hadn't changed, then I'll still be by your side. If I give you one more chance, can we go back again?
Okay, Felix. Alright, well.
You made me feel as if we.
You know what? Kind of. Not that Felix isn't his own artist or anything, but like, and I haven't listened to him in a while, but this kind of gives me choice of one. I don't know if I'm like completely off, but like in terms of the choice of one music I've listened to, and I haven't listened to him in a good minute now, but like this, I was, it felt some part of this, something about this felt kind of familiar, and maybe it's the tone of his voice, like particularly in these sections, it's kind of giving choice of one, especially with the piano. Wow. Okay. Damn.
The times we had together were bittersweet. I miss the days we used to laugh and you.
I am in love with this piano. Holy shit.
We used to touch my soul. It always kept me home. You'd always read my texts and ghost me like you wanted me gone. Now I'm truly all alone in this world. I miss the way you felt so close to my bones. I'm sinking in the deep end now. Just try to cry myself to sleep. Please stop this pain. If you hadn't changed, then I'll still be by your side. If I give you one last chance, can we go back again? Honestly, without you in my life,
I don't know how the Felix stands are coping. Holy shit. Okay.
deep inside, I never felt alive.
I think this is the first song to really rival Doodle for my favorite song on this album. Well, favorite solo on this album. Like, and again, I've said it before. I'm not a big slow song girly. I can appreciate them from time to time, but they're not really my bag. And they're usually not like my favorites on albums. I can really appreciate them, but like Felix on the Girl, I get it. I get why people lost their minds about this. I get it now. I couldn't even. I was listening. I couldn't. I feel like I only paused like one time. I was just enthralled. I guess I don't know. I was just in it. Yeah, I think this is easily like top 2, top 3 material. Like I really think so far it is this might be my second favorite now. I think. And I think the lyrics are kind of pretty self-explanatory. Felix, babe, do love yourself. Don't go back to this person. They sound awful. It, sometimes it does suck to be alone, but it's better than being with someone who actively treats you terribly. Babe, don't go back to them. They sound horrible. I just good thing Jongin has a song called "Hug Me," because I just want to give Felix a hug. That was so sad. Okay. All right, well, no, come on, main vocalist Felix. Holy shit, dude! I feel like I don't even know what to say. I'm just so stunned. I don't remember the last time Felix really kind of left me shocked like this. I guess I'm trying to think, cause like I mean, taste exists, and we love Taste Felix. I really fuck with Taste Felix, but like, I don't know if I've ever, maybe even if I'm thinking about it, been like stunned like this by Felix. Like it's maybe the last time was maybe God's Menu, because like that really stunned me. Like Felix and God's Menu really stunned me, and I feel like maybe I'm tooting my own horn here, but sometimes I'm like, yeah, I've been into Dragons for like almost 5 years. Felix can't shock me anymore, and then he does. And then he does with his voice. He really does. And it also doesn't help that he's one of the people that's like Maxid, Felix and I have a lot of history. We have a lot of beef, and I don't think this is helping. Like I don't know what's gotten into this man this year. Maybe it's me. I don't know. But like, holy shit, dude! I don't even know if I said a coherent thought throughout this. I'm so sorry. Y'all just watching me go through it after listening to this. Cause what? Okay, all right, cool. So, if you've been around, you know Kim Sung-min is my favorite vocalist in Stray Kids. He has been since almost the beginning, I think. I feel like I solidified this opinion maybe 2019. I feel like 2019 was where I really started to figure out who my favorites were. And I think that's when I was like, I really like Sung-min's voice actually. So he's been my favorite vocalist for a very long time. Man's just gotten better with the years. Okay, so I don't know. The title leads me to feel like it might be. I feel I'm getting pop ballad, maybe pop ballad, maybe pop. I feel like that's where my brain is going, but I don't know. At this point, I don't even know if I should be making predictions about people's music anymore because I have been not well. Let me give myself a little credit. I haven't been like super off about many people. I've just been stunned. I think that's it. I'm just going through it. And I have him and then Jonghyun and then there's other music I need to get to as well. Okay, that's fine. That's okay. You know, it's Sungmin. We know what Sungmin's voice sounds like. It's okay. it's fine. It's fine. Let's get into it. 3, 2, 1. Oh, we're just going ballad. You see the piano in these songs, hey? I can't keep changing my favorite songs. This is getting absurd now. It's getting absurd. Was I right? Are we getting a pop ballad? Like, is this what's happening? I'm here for it. He sounds great. The song sounds great. I am ready to stand. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm ready. Let's go, Sigrid. Let's do it. Oh.
생각이 자꾸 머릿속에서 자라나 좀 더 잘했으면 잘 됐을까 반대로 했다면 넌 웃었을까 반대로 했다면 넌 웃었을까 부질없다 아는데도 후회가 자꾸 가슴속에서 커져가 결국 혼자 남겨지봐
Alright, baby, let's keep singing then. Calm down. Relax. Jesus. Let's go. It's a pop ballad. Let's go. It also what was the song? It feels like it was ages ago. I think was it Hyunjin's? Was it Hyunjin's song that I was like, oh, it's giving drama, it's giving coming of age movie. This is very much giving coming of age movie soundtrack. It's giving very that, and I stand.
다시 누굴 사랑할 수 있다면 그때보다 더 좋을 수 있을까 쓸데없다 다 의미 없다고 되뇌일 때 돌아오는 건 좋았던 기억들 뿐이야 다시 혼자 남겨지봐 너의 모습
was so distracted. Okay, so man, alright. I didn't even like register his note. I am okay. This song, listen. Why do I feel like every song with Kim Seung-min is like it deserves to be in a movie? Gone Away, I can't stop, Stars and Raindrop. It's giving a soundtrack. And I need Kim Seung-min to leave me alone. I maybe I can't just have a new favorite song every time. And I'm not even trying to sound like I'm not trying to kiss their asses or anything. I just really have been very impressed by a lot of these solos. And I mean, Seungmin kind of extra gets points because I like his voice. So it was kind of like, even if he rapped, I probably would have been with it because like I just like the way he sounds on most things. So it was kind of a given. I feel like I would like the song because Kim Seungmin. Okay, all right. I'm gonna be honest. I wasn't even paying attention to the lyrics. I was really just like vibing and listening to Seungmin's voice. Honestly, I'm just gonna be straight up. I was just like fully captured by his voice. I like didn't really register the lyrics. However, if I caught what I caught correctly, I think he again break up. I don't know who her Stray Kids break up. Very that, but I think with Seungmin's song, he seems to want to try again. Like he's like willing to give this a shot again with the other person, and the other person seems to be the one that's kind of, I don't want to say resigned themselves. Obviously, we don't know the dynamic at play here, but they've kind of been like, hey, yeah, this is probably not gonna work. You know, they've been the one to not reach out to him and be like, hey, we can give this a try. Like it's more so Seungmin being the one that's like, we could try, we can make this work, we can make this happen, and the other person just doesn't seem interested. And he's being very, maybe he's also, you know, being clouded by the good memories of it all, and maybe the other person's more disillusioned and being like, yeah, we had good times, but it definitely wasn't enough to outweigh all the times that we weren't great, and you know, it didn't, or potentially didn't make up for, you know, us just not working together, because sometimes, you know, people just don't work, just happens like that. But anyways, yeah, Jongin song is about my new favorite. Just watch. Jongin song is about my new favorite. It has been so hot today, Jesus Christ. Anyways, Jongin, I have grown a lot to appreciate Jongin's voice. I said this in part one. Him and Chris, I think over like more recent years, I've come to really appreciate their voices and appreciate how they've grown as vocalists, like especially Jongin. I think I always say this. I think it was during the Christmas Evil, you know, mini album period where I really started to like take notice, because I don't think I really gave Jongin his flowers as a vocalist before that. If I'm being completely honest, I feel like I just kind of was like, oh, Jongin sounds nice, and then I moved past it. Like I didn't really give him credit, I guess, and appreciate his vocal abilities. But ever since that like mini album they did, I think it was it in the, I think it was in Christmas Evil and maybe Winter Falls, like where he really, I was like, oh, okay, Jongin, okay, I hear you. Like his part, one of his parts in Christmas Evil is so one of my favorite parts of the song. It's after the first chorus. I think he comes in. It's him. I think him, Minho, Jisung, Changmin. That whole section of the song is my favorite part of the entire song. His parts being one of them. But anyways, really have grown to appreciate Jongin as vocalist a lot. Hug Me, I assume, is going to be soft. Maybe can we get a lighthearted ending, Jongin? Maybe because there's been a lot of angst. There's been a lot of angst here. Like I think Chris and Changbin are the only one that haven't had like angsty songs. Not that it's a bad thing or anything. They're obviously artists and allowed to discuss and talk about what they want to. I'm just saying, I wouldn't be mad. Some more lightheartedness. But anyways, let's get into it. 3, 2, 1. Okay, guitar.
잠들기 전까지 꼭 안아줄래요 너와 함께 맞는
This sounds so soft already. God bless. Thank you, Jong. And I knew he would come through.
꼭 안아줄래요 너와 함께 맞는 아침에도 힘든 시간을 보냈던
Same Jong.
날들도
Ooh.
가만히 꽉
Okay. Bit of
안아줄래요
run, Jongin.
같이 있는 시간 동안 안아줄래요 어디 가지 말고 나와 평생 있어주세요 매일 그대를
This is so fucking sweet.
행복하게만
Jongin.
해주고
I
싶은데
mean, I didn't ask for this.
자세히 꽉 안아줄게요 나를 떠나지 마요 너의 예쁜 웃음 잃지 않게 해줄게요
I was going to say, because I was going to pause anyways, but I was going to say, I feel like I should have my phone light out and just do one of these. I don't know. That's the feeling I'm getting.
너의 예쁜 웃음 잃지 않게 해줄게요 그대도 날 안아주세요 나와 함께 해줘요 매일 달콤한 하루를 만들어줄게요 I give you a hug, oh baby
Sorry for all the pop-ups. My computer is my computer. This is so sweet. This is sweet. I feel like that's how I would describe the song. And honestly, just me talking about Joggin in general. I just think Joggin's always just been like a sweet dude. You know, even for all his, you know, sarcastic, snarky comments at the members a lot of the time. Like, I don't know. I've always just found Joggin to be like super duper sweet. And I feel like the song is a perfect example of that sweetness. Like, I just wanna give him a hug. He's so cute, so soft, my baby. Oh my goodness. Okay. I don't know how the jogging stands are going. I don't know how the jogging stands are feeling right now.
Please give me a hug, oh baby. 웃는 얼굴 우는 얼굴 모두 좋아서 오늘도 난 안아주고 싶어 내 머릿속엔 너만 가득해서
Okay.
온종일 네 생각하고 같이 있는 지금도 꽉 안아줄래요 힘들고 지친 순간도 옆에 내가 있어줄게요 슬픈 날들은 내 곁으로 와 기대요 내 품에 자세히 꽉 안아줄게요 나를 떠나지 마요 너의 예쁜 웃음 잃지 않게 해줄게요 그대도 날 안아주세요 나와 함께 해줘요 매일 달콤한 하루를 만들어줄게요
Is that a good call? Honestly, it's looking like the album is very much not true. I don't know my instruments like it, but I do like it, whatever it is.
Please give me a hug, oh baby
That was so fucking sweet. That was the cutest shit. Thanks, Jongin. I needed that. Honestly, genuinely, I feel like after all the angst I've gone through on this album, I would like a hug, actually. Like Servant wasn't the most heavy, but like especially going through, you know, Jisung, Felix, I would like a hug, Jongin. I would take a hug. If you want to hug me, you know, I'm here for a hug. This was the cutest fucking shit. Like that's just how I feel about this. Like, it was so soft, and it would be Jongin out of all the members to sing this. I will say for him, I was thinking we were gonna go more ballady, a lot more heavier. I just thought it might be softer because of the title, but like in terms of what we've heard Jongin do and like music he's expressed interest in, I was thinking it would be more ballady. I'm not upset at all. This is fucking cute. Holy shit. I'll listen to this when I feel down. But this is one of those songs you kind of put on when you know, would like a hug, but you can't get one, so you put it on. It's giving very that. It's like putting on an episode of like Chan's Room where he like does one of his virtual hugs. It's very much of that energy, you know? So on to the reactions that prove that I'm a fake stay. I don't think I've watched this video. I'll have to see. Maybe midway through it, I'll realize I have, and then we'll just vibe to me rewatching it. But I don't think I have. And if I have, guess I forgot. I don't know. Either way, not mad and more Stray Kids. Not upset at it. Let's get into it. Three, two, one. Cuties. I love these outfits. Cuties. Oh, we're getting emo. Oh, oh, I feel like I'm gonna be hurt. Okay, Hyunjin, Felix, and Jongin wrote this. Well, okay. I never wanted peace anyways, I guess. Do I know the members of Stray Kids' voices? Maybe I am a fake stay. This is so mad. But who started this? Because my brain wants to say Chris or Hyunjin. But I'm like, I don't know. Because the pronunciation makes me feel like it's Hyunjin, but the voice feels like Chris. Watch me be wrong and it was like Jisung. Maybe it's Jongin. I don't know. It's fine. 널 사랑한 수를 세보니 저 하늘에 수많은 별처럼 숨길 수 없을 만큼 He sounds great. 그 조각들을 하나하나 다 내 마음 깊이 담아냈어 난 버틸 수 있어 Jisung? Was that Jisung? 내 마음 깊이 담아냈어 난 My brain went to say Changmin. Maybe I don't go say kids actually. 그 조각들을 하나하나 다 내 마음 깊이 담아냈어 난 버틸 수 있어 I've seen that picture. 널 꺼내보면 되니까 Oh my god. I will never make you lonely You'll always be beside me What if I cry? What if I cry? I will never make you lonely 난 너와 함께 발맞춰 걸을게 Cause I like to leave Changmin alone. Oh, look at this. Minna looks so good here. Oh I was gonna say I like to leave Changmin alone, but it was Minna looks so good there. Sorry, this is very sweet, but these shots of Hyunjin dancing, I'm also kind of low-key in my Hyunjin stan feelings, like more than usual. I don't know why, don't ask me. Oh my gosh. Look at his little face. How dare y'all put Hyunjin and Jisung again after one another? Let me have peace. Let me just one video. Let me have peace, please. Thank you. Look at their little faces, please. Shut up, John. You sound Maybe Minna is my second favorite vocalist. Cutie, stop. Shut up, Simon. Let's go through this. Cutie. I love cheese right now. Go down there. Oh. You see Jonathan's little fit. Look at his little face. Look at his little face. And he's holding the cake. He's so cute. This is still one of my favorite Skits Code episodes. It might still be my favorite. I rewatched this episode so many times and I still cry laughing. I love these episodes. They crack me. Anytime I need to, you know, put myself in a good mood, I will watch these episodes or like Going 17. Like these episodes crack me up. I love them. Get it? Jeez. Are we getting a Skids Family Part 3 for the 5th anniversary? I'm just saying, I wouldn't be mad at it. Jogging or Washington or something. Cute. I like Changmin's sweater. Is that Changmin singing? Okay, well. Do I have words? This was very cute. I will say I think You Can Stay is kind of like my how would I even describe it? I feel like that's the like my favorite fan song, I think. You Can Stay really like I don't know, that song just makes me soft every time I listen to it. Like I think that's kind of my bar for like a fan song, and the song was so cute, and just seeing all their moments. I'm pretty sure this was for 2021 if I'm not wrong, and seeing all the moments and yeah, 2021 was, you know, rough year in a lot of regards, but it was also a pretty great year for them, and we got, in my opinion, one of the best Stray Kids albums of all time. So, you know, pros and cons. Pros and cons. But this has been me listening to Skids Replay Part 2, and I will see you in the next